Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading, December 9, 2025. And this original mini watercolor painting, water and oil, is by Virginia Libson Barless, and it's entitled Sour Puss. I hope you enjoy it. I received an email with an image about the Department of Justice grant agency sites. COPS, C-O-P-S, Community-Oriented Policing Services, U.S. Department of Justice, and I'll read it to you and then I'll show it to you. The Office of Community-Oriented Policing, COPS, is responsible for advancing the practice of community policing by the nation's state, local, territorial, and tribal law enforcement agencies through information and grant resources. The COPS office awards grants to hire community policing professionals, develop and test innovative policing strategies, and provide training and technical assistance to community members, local government leaders, and all levels of law enforcement. I don't know, when I read that portion about developing and testing innovative policing strategies, the first thing that came to mind was the double-headed dildo in my mailbox, and the dew antenna that was directed towards my house on Halloween last year, or about the dead-skinned animal and the guts that were spread all over my driveway and the grenade that was thrown on my driveway. I would imagine that they were developing and testing innovative policing strategies to target me here in Jackson County, Kentucky. And I would imagine that they're attempting to develop and test innovative policing strategies against all targeted people in the state of Kentucky and every other state in the United States. I'll leave a comment down below if you feel that way, and let me show you the photo. Now, I watch a YouTube creator. Let's see. Yeah, so the Department of Justice is finding out communities with special grants to eliminate the domestic terrorists. Yeah, with your tax dollars. And of course, these big shots and the everyday citizen is making illegal money off of the innocent targets, the innocent citizens. And thank you, subscriber, for sending this to me. Now, I subscribe to a YouTube creator. He's actually named M.D. Creekmore, and he's got 2 channels. So he then started The View from Appalachia, and he's in Tennessee. So he put out a video the other day that really caught my attention. And the subject heading is, I witnessed a satanic ritual in Appalachia. So I'm going to play it. And here he is. 1 second here. Let's turn it on here.
Chanting. So I said, what is going on anyway? Why are they? Because you could hear everybody was saying the same thing. And there was a group of people, I could tell by the way that it sounded. So I eased out to get a little closer look. And when I came to the edge of that clearing, where I could see, they'd built a fire up, like a bonfire up, and there was people standing around that bonfire, and they all had like candles in their hands, and they had like black robes on with hoods on. And I'm thinking, this is an occult ceremony.
A cult ceremony. So he stumbled across this. He's in eastern Tennessee, by the way, in a very rural area. But he walks around the trails and everything. So he stumbled across this, and this just happens to have been, this is a couple of days old, around the full moon. So they were likely performing their full moon ritual, their full moon ritual, and he stumbled across it.
This is Satanic ceremony here on this mountain that I'm watching. And they were chanting some strange, like a strange language actually. And they were all chanting in unison at the same time pretty much. And I knew what was going on when I saw that. And I wasn't going to say anything, that's for sure. I mean, I was armed, but more than likely they were armed too. And there was a group of those people doing that. And they actually had a chicken that they're going to sacrifice because I saw it in the cage. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I didn't want to see it, but I eat. And then I heard.
Okay, so you heard that for yourself. They had a chicken in a cage that they were likely going to sacrifice. Now, I can't tell you how many of my animals went missing in a very short period of time. Now, I know for a fact, because I've witnessed, that the fox did get 2 or 3. But what happened to Snowden, my rooster, and Snowy? They both disappeared when I was in the Cats building. And this is a theme. This is a pattern. I'll go into the Cats building. They know that I'm in there for a few minutes. And they go and do their dirty work while I'm in there. So in case you're interested in his channel, the strangest thing I've ever seen in Appalachia, I witnessed a satanic ritual. So I'm not crazy, folks. Here's a guy in eastern Tennessee who's witnessing the same thing. Yeah, and I live in the woods, and yes, I find witchcraft everywhere. They are performing witchery. In fact, I'm going to take a photo of it tomorrow to show you the nesting garbage trash of branches that they tore down on my property and collected and nested them in one section in back of my mailbox up the hill. And I saw it today, and I went there and I cleaned it. I could not believe how much stuff they tore off the branches and left there. I'll take a photo of it tomorrow, or I should say later today, because it was snowing earlier today. So no, I'm not the crazy one. This is happening in other states also. So he heard people chanting. They were wearing black robes with hoods. They were holding up candles. And in a cage, there was a chicken that was likely going to be sacrificed. Yes. So this happens, men and women, boys and girls. It's not just me. It's not just here. And let's see, where is it? I created a folder today on satanic ritual abuse. And let's see if I can find it here. Here it is. Now let's read a little bit of this, as long as we're on the subject of witchcraft. Now this is likely created by somebody who practices witchcraft. It's entitled witchessymbols.com, Satanic Ritual Practices and Impacts. And need I show you anything more? I mean, so this is actually by a woman named Mouni F-E-R. It appears as if, she's a writer and she is perhaps a psychic reader. The complex world of satanic rituals, practices, and impacts. Satanic rituals are often portrayed as dark, mysterious ceremonies involving witches, spells, and occult practices. But what do these rituals really involve, and where do they come from? This article takes a deep dive into the history and cultural perceptions of satanic rituals, their connection with witchcraft, the use of spells, and how these practices have evolved over time. Disclaimer. This article is for educational purposes only. It does not encourage or instruct participation in any rituals. The core practices in satanic rituals. Some of the components. Satanic rituals are very widely depending on the tradition or group practicing them. While modern Satanism is popularized by Anton LaVey, the Satanic Bible, focuses on rituals that emphasize individuality and psychological catharsis, their practices share some common elements. Destruction rituals. These rituals are aimed at eliminating obstacles or targeting individuals perceived as enemies. Do you hear that? These rituals are aimed at eliminating obstacles or targeting individuals perceived as enemies. Through symbolic actions, participants focus their energy and emotions on removing negativity or seeking retribution. Common methods include burning effigies, chanting curses, and using symbolic tools like knives or fire to channel their intent. There are compassion rituals intended to heal, empower, or bring prosperity. These rituals are focused on emotional and spiritual restoration. They often involve meditative states, soothing chants, and offerings like flowers, water, symbolic food items. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the negative side. Then there's a sexual magic, sexual energy, considered a potent force. It's harnessed during these rituals to amplify intent or achieve personal desires. Oh, you know what? That's probably what they're using my castor oil. They're using my castor oil to perform one of their sex magic rituals. That has to be it. Participants may use this energy symbolically or as a form of manifestation, and these rituals emphasize consent and respect while exploring sensual and creative expressions. So there are different types of satanic rituals. There's the Black Mass. The Black Mass is the most infamous satanic ritual, often misrepresented in media. Historically conceived as a parody of the Catholic Mass, the modern version serves as a symbolic rejection of traditional religious dogma, and the elements include the inversion of religious symbols. Participants use symbols such as the inverted crosses or blasphemous chants to signify opposition to conventional religious forms. There's dramatic psychodrama. The ritual creates emotionally charged atmosphere, allowing participants to confront feelings or guilt or oppression associated with a religious upbringing. The focus is on empowerment rather than literal worship. The ritual emphasizes personal liberation and autonomy. There are invocation rituals that involve calling upon specific archetypes or symbols such as Lucifer for enlightenment or Lilith, independence. Participants use chants, visualizations, meditative techniques to embody these traits or seek guidance. These rituals can be tailored to individual needs such as enhancing creativity, courage, or clarity. However, there are the destruction magic rituals. Destruction magic or cursing rituals aims to symbolically or psychically, quote unquote, destroy obstacles or negative influences. These rituals may include effigy burning, representing the target of negativity. Effigies are destroyed by fire. So they might have one of your possessions and they're using one of your possessions or something that symbolizes you to be a target of negativity. There are symbolic acts like breaking objects, cutting cords, or tearing symbols. They're common gestures to represent severing ties with harmful entities or situations. And yes, this is absolutely a visualization technique that I've even used in the past. And a targeted woman, Karen Romero, would visualize the cutting of cords, cutting your link to someone else. Then there's the focused intention. Participants channel their emotions into the ritual using chants, visualization, or physical actions to solidify their intent. Some of the satanic rituals frequently involve the use of specific tools and satanic symbols to enhance the focus and create a powerful atmosphere. Some of these include altars and candles. They're often placed in a central position. The altar serves as a focal point for the rituals. Black and red candles symbolize darkness, power, and intensity using the dark symbols. The pentagram is a central symbol in many satanic practices. The pentagram represents the material world and the self as central. Oh, well, that's really interesting because I had a package delivered today, and the criminals or the witches on patrol, the WAPs, drew a pentacle on the outside of my box. Chalices and offerings. The rituals may include the use of chalices filled with symbolic substances such as wine to represent blood or life energy. There are mantras and invocations. Participants recite specific chants or prayers to align their focus of intention, often involving archetypes such as Lucifer for enlightenment or Belial for independence. Then, of course, there are the psychological and emotional effects of satanic rituals. There's the empowerment and catharsis by confronting fears, expressing suppressed emotions, and embracing personal desires. Participants often report feelings of liberation and self-actualization. The symbolic destruction of enemies or obstacles can provide psychological relief and foster a sense of control over one's life. And of course, there's the role of belief and intent. The effectiveness of satanic rituals often lies in the intent and belief of the practitioner. Rituals serve as psychodramas, amplifying emotions and helping individuals confront their inner conflicts. Forensic psychology highlights the role of suggestion and belief in shaping the outcomes of these practices. There are the negative psychological impacts. While many practitioners find empowerment through these satanic rituals, the intense emotions and societal stigmas surround these practices can lead to negative effects like fear of judgment, guilt, misunderstandings about the rituals, and it can contribute to anxiety and isolation. There are some ethical considerations regarding the rituals of Satanism. A foundational principle in modern Satanism is the importance of consent and personal responsibility. And I guarantee when these WAPs, the witches on patrol, are performing these rituals involving other people, that they are not seeking consent or personal responsibility. Rituals involving others, such as sexual magic, emphasize mutual agreement and respect. Harmful practices such as the coercion or manipulation are condemned by most satanic groups, and there is the misuse of ritual practices. Individuals may misuse satanic rituals for harmful purposes. Such instances are rare. They're saying rare, but I don't believe that. I believe that they're not rare at all, that it's mainstream, but have contributed to the negative perception of Satanism. So evidently the woman writing this article is a proponent of Satanism and satanic rituals. So then there's the rituals of Satanism. While misunderstood and stigmatized, it's a powerful tool for self-expression. A satanic ritual refers to ceremonial practices performed within the framework of various forms of Satanism. These rituals may involve symbolic acts, invocations, affirmations related to the principles of Satanism. It's important to note that Satanism is a diverse belief system ranging from atheistic philosophies like LaVeyan Satanism to theist traditions that worship Satan as a deity. In many instances, these rituals are personal or communal expressions of values such as individualism, empowerment, or rebellion against traditional religious norms. So I'm going to end here on that note. So yes, MD Creekmore, A View from Appalachia, has realized, it's discovered, came across a ritual that was taking place in the woods. And when I looked at the video, it was around the full moon. So he experienced the full moon ritual. And they were obviously going to sacrifice whatever chicken it is that they stole from somebody in the community. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Leave a comment down below if you're familiar with Satanism, satanic ritual abuse. And I will talk to you guys soon.